If I had an idea today, how could I take it to income tomorrow? I would do these 5 steps in this order and I would execute it as soon as possible. Because first of all, you got to know if you have a viable idea. And before I start to put a ton of money into marketing and all of these things, I want to know that I have a viable idea. And the best way to do that is to get in front of a customer. So let me walk you through these 5 steps that I would do right now to start your business. By the way, all the 5 things I'm going to share with you are in my book, 5+1, The Entrepreneur's Formula for Success. All right, step 1 is to create a 1-page business plan. So just remember, simple will scale, complex will fail. So you want to keep it as simple as possible to lay out a 1-page business plan. And it looks like this. The first thing you're going to develop is what's the one goal, meaning what's the one thing that you want to accomplish, keeping a SMART goal, specific, measurable, action-based, realistic, and time-bound. And as you keep this one goal, what's the one thing you want to accomplish? Probably a number of sales or a number of income. Like for me, every time I start a business, I'm like, what's the minimal viable amount of money I want to create right now to make this a business worthwhile? So that's the first goal. Then what are the 3 priorities that I could develop that will help me meet that goal, right? What's my marketing plan? Who's my ideal customer? Or what's the sales process that I'm going to go through? And then under each of those priorities, no more than 5 steps to accomplish that priority, which helps me accomplish the goal. This is a simple 1-page business plan. I talk about this in my book, but at a high level, just a really simple laid out, here's what I'm going to accomplish first. Step 2 is identifying who your ideal client is. Who's the person that needs the product or service you've developed? As soon as you know that ideal client, really specific. I always joke about this time when I was in front of a group and I was like, hey, this is what an ideal client is. And this lady's like, ooh, I know what my ideal client is. And she stands up, she's like, I do cosmetics. And my ideal client is anybody with skin. Anybody with skin, that's everybody, right? So I started asking her questions. I was like, does your product identify more with men or with women? And she's like, with women. Okay, do they have to have money to buy your product? Yes. All right, so we've clearly decided it's women who have money. Start to narrow down who the specifics are of your ideal client. So now you know who you're going after. That leads to step 3, which is, now that you have your ideal client, who's the ideal connector? I've got this business plan. I know who my ideal client is, and now I need to know who's already got their attention, right? Somebody who's done all the heavy lifting, all the hard work. They've got the attention of your ideal client. So why go spend all this time and heartache and money and effort when somebody already has it? So what you're gonna wanna do is identify who has the attention of your ideal customer. And you're gonna wanna build a relationship with them and see if you have an opportunity to get in front of that audience, right? So that you have an opportunity to pitch your product in front of this audience. All right, step 4, and this one seems like it should be so obvious, but I can't tell you the number of times I visited with new businesses and they get to this point and they're like, oh shoot, I didn't think about this. And that is, do you have a way to process an order? Do you have a way to collect money, to process payment? If you're still like, oh, I only take cash or I'll only take a check, those days are over. It's super easy to collect payment. Have that set up. There's great services like Stripe, FreshBooks, PayPal. There's so many easy ones you can do that you can set up literally in a matter of a few minutes, but you don't want to get all that work done, have a prospective buyer and have nowhere to process that payment. So that's why step 4 is critical and crucial, so that you can make sure you can process a payment when you get that chance to be in front of a customer. You've got your ideal customer, you know who the ideal connector is that you're going to go network with. You've got a way to process a payment. Now step 5, you've got to go make a presentation because they're going to give you feedback. They're going to say yes, no, or they're going to give you an objection. And the best thing you could probably get is a no with an objection, because it's going to help you now overcome it and improve to go forward in your business. If everyone you just start talking to says yes, that's great for a product or service, but then your price is probably too low. If you're not getting any objection, your price is just too low. You want to get a price objection because that's going to tell you where to start pricing it. If somebody's going to complain at $160, they're going to complain at $260 and $360. So you need to have products at different prices. Recently, I just started a new business with somebody. We partnered, and this was the ideal. It was how fast can we get in front of somebody to make a presentation? They're going to tell us everything. We're going to know pretty quickly, do we have a viable idea with a product or service? And what was fascinating is how quickly people did say yes, and how quickly we got some objections that we were able to overcome that built us for the next client and the next client. All you need is one person to say yes, to give you some money. It not only gives you the finances to invest and go forward, but here's the really important thing. When you get somebody to say yes, it builds confidence, and it's going to help you now propel yourself into taking the next step. Those are 5 quick, easy steps to get yourself off the ground, to get your business launched. Look, if you found this helpful, go ahead and subscribe and like this, and really think about, is there somebody who's talked about starting a business and just don't know where to start? Go ahead and send this video to them, because getting off the ground, getting a business started, I think in this economy is so important, because right now jobs are changing, people are getting laid off, or it's hard to find the right paying job that they need. So you're seeing this great escape to starting their own business. So great, help them understand how to get started in their new business. Send them this video.